Hello everyone, and welcome to Montreal Women Techmakers Podcast. I'm Stefania, and today I'm with...
And I'm Leticia. I'm Women Techmakers Ambassador and volunteer here at Women Techmakers Montreal. And today we are going to explore not just technology, but also the human side of our journeys, how data, careers, identity, and even the immigrant experience all come together. And
today we have a special guest, I will say.
Yes.
Camila, welcome here. I think you know...
Yay.
A lot about Women Techmakers Montreal. She's an ambassador, she's an organizer. She helped me a lot for the organization of the event. But today we want to explore the Camila professional.
Wow.
Yes. Yeah.
Where is she? No, I'm joking. Thank you for having me. I really love the idea of having the podcast. And I love that we're all like part of the same group. And I think for me, it's going to be my third year of being the volunteer. So it's a really nice environment. Thank you for having me. So, I'll say a little bit about myself. I have over 10 years of experience in the tech field, which is crazy to say. I have started my journey as a database developer. I'm also an immigrant, so after that, after moving from Brazil to Canada, I've explored different areas like BI. I've been a BI analyst. I've also been a business analyst. So a little bit of data everywhere. It's where my journey has taken me.
That's very nice. Yeah, I mean, I know your journey, and I'm always amazed by how many things you have done until now. And of course, I'm very happy that you are here because you are an immigrant as like Leticia, myself. So it's I'm very happy that you are with us today.
Thank you. Yeah.
So you mentioned that you worked for over 10 years from SQL to BI and reporting. Since you have so much experience, I would love to tell us what are your biggest lessons and challenge that you faced.
So I think because I have worked with many different teams and different cultures everywhere, it's funny because you see the same pattern. And it's even like a stigma. I don't like to say this, but I also think it's true that tech people sometimes can not be very good communicators. So I would say that's the biggest challenge. I think we sometimes lack just having the structure to communicate well, and that goes throughout all of the process. So like from when you want to understand what your client wants from you, to when you need to present the work that you've done. Sometimes you do something amazing, and then you don't know how to express and like how to show what you've done. And that kind of takes away from, the great things you've done. And like people don't understand. It might be because you're using like a lot of specific vocabulary that people who are not in tech or like working so close to you will understand. So that kind of pushes them away. It's like, this is boring. Like, what are they talking about? Or like, I have no idea, or like make them feel like out of place. So I think that's a big challenge, because you can be the best whatever in your field, but if you don't know how to basically talk to people, it's just going to be an issue. It is an issue. Like it's putting yourself like away from others. So that, I would say, that's the biggest challenge I've had. It doesn't matter where I go, I see that.
Yeah, as you said, like this communication part is super important. And even when we are working with visualization and all of this, like to present the data, to present the results, right? Talk about this. Do you have any tip about like data storytelling and visualization part, that how we can do that for example, for non-technical people, how we can present complex information in a way that people can understand?
Yeah, totally. So I think, as I said, like maybe step one for me is always remove whatever is unnecessary. Like you can explain the same concept without using complex, difficult terms, just because you're not that you're trying to like show off, but of course you're like you're well versed. You've done your job. You you know these things, but maybe removing a little bit of that complexity brings people closer to you. And I think for data visualization, which is something that I'm passionate about, I think a lot of people assume that they are not part of the process, like they're just like recipients, like they're just using the data. And it's almost like people see the data teams and like anyone who's working with tech and data as if we own the data. It's just not true. Like we are just there to help them throughout the process of what do we need to get, where do we put it, and how do we show it to you. So like engaging with everyone in a way that you can show to them like where you got that, and it's like it comes from this system and these are the users of the system. So it's like showing where they are in the process. Also, that makes them trust you in the data a little bit more, because it's like there's always questions about where is this data from? Like, what is the data source, and how do you calculate this and that? And so, if you're already prepared with that information when you bring the results to them, like when you show to them like data visualization, that will make them trust and understand better the data, and will make them want to come back to you again, so that they, now that they trust you, it's like, oh, okay, maybe they can help me with this and that. And also, like, they'll just, I hope that they keep in their mind that now that they know where they are in the process, whenever they're doing something, they'll remember, oh, okay, if I do this, then it might affect the end of the line, like where I'm not even seeing right now, but I know where I'm at. So this is where it leads me.
Yeah. I feel sometimes that we get so excited building fast sometimes, or showing complex things. We want to show the like all these things, but if people can't understand it, it loses the value. And in my own work, I noticed that simplifying language or even removing technical terms that confuse the audience can change how they engage with the product. And that also make me think about the language itself. You know, switching language or cultures can change like the way we explain these ideas. So you had experience of living and working across different cultures and languages. So how has this shaped your perspective, not just in your career in tech, but personally as well?
I think we're all three of us, we may be kind of like language nerds. I know Steph is like next level because she studied and didn't know. But for me, it's part of my life. Like language learning has been with me, just to give a little bit of context, like ever since I could afford it, actually, like to be honest. I think I started my second language, which is English, when I was like 13, 14. And ever since then I've been learning a language regardless of where I am at. Like I just like it. I think that is such a powerful thing to have with you, because when you can speak the language of the person you are talking to, or if you have a language in common, it's like you're already sharing something. It's like it's unique, it's special. You reach a connection level with that person that I think it's better, because you're both communicating, like maybe like their first language is English and then you're talking in English to them. It's like you will hear often people say to you that they're like happy that you took the time to study their language, which is sometimes is something that they never thought about, like because they were just like born in the right place. So they're like, oh yeah, I already know this. I don't have to worry about this. So it's bringing you closer to others through language. I just think that's beautiful. And it's really funny, like how you can share different things, and you also find a lot of things in common, even though you speak like different languages as your first language, I mean, of course. But yeah, and for me, coming from Brazil, and like my first language is Portuguese, like you, Letty. And I moved to Canada because I always wanted to live abroad. One of the main reasons being I wanted to live in an environment where I had to expose myself to the second language. And then when the opportunity came up where it could be like in Quebec, so I was like, oh, okay, it was even better. It's like two languages. So I started picking up French as well. So I think it's great that we're in this, where we're in Montreal, where a lot of people not only know like English and French, but they also many times have a third language, which might be their first the first language that they speak. So it's a lot of polyglots in the same place. I think it's like our little club. I love that. Where I'm from, like it's hard to find other people that had 2 or like 3 languages. It's a passion that it's easier to find people you can share passion with. So yeah, and I just think like overall people are really happy when you know their language.
Yeah, that's amazing. For example, in France or even in Italy, when I was there, if you speak their language, like they feel like super close
Yeah.
to you. So it's they feel super happy.
Yeah. And I feel the same. Like when people speak to me in Portuguese, I'm like, wow. And Portuguese is hard. It's so
Exactly.
hard. Like with people who are like English speakers and they know a few sentences in Portuguese, it's like impressive. It's hard.
It's impressive. Exactly.
Yeah, I'm trying also to learn Japanese because
Me
who knows,
too.
one day
Oh my god.
we should do lesson together, please.
Oh my god. Yes. That's the
That's
favorite
crazy,
language.
right?
It's crazy. And I'm learning. Are you learning to write too, Steph?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
It's
my main goal.
nice. Yeah, I'm doing it too. Well, I'm still taking like Spanish classes, but lesson for Japanese as well. Yeah.
Perfect. So when we think about tech, we'll say when we think about work in general, but I see a lot of that in tech. I see that we spend a lot of hours trying to understand something and then to build something. And sometimes, I mean, you have only one life. You have 24 hours in a day. If you're lucky, you have only 8 hours per day working. But we also know that is not always the case.
Mhm.
So sometimes we say that work not only is part of our life, but in some way can or cannot define us. So I think knowing you agree that it doesn't define you. But I would like to know a little more about how you get there. What are your thoughts around this topic?
Yeah, I think this is a big one for me. I've had hard times when like work was the main thing that like defined me. Like early in my career, job was hard, so it's like I had to, not I had to, but I wanted to, and I felt that I had to prove myself. I meant working long hours, so I would like go to work and then come home and then like still do some work or like weekends. Part of that was the job required, which sometimes can happen, as you were saying. Part of that was actually like honestly like me just trying to prove things. That of course did not end well. It put me into like a burnout mental state. So trying to be super productive and effective and doing all the things actually led me to the other way, the other end of things. So I was so tired mentally and physically made things worse. So I understood the hard way that I had to have a better pace. And as I've seen like different companies, different cities, like different countries and all, I know that part of it it's from where you're from, so like your culture. But it's also how like individually how we each one of us see work and life. I think that changed for me. So today I'm in a place where I'm not my work. Like work is part of me. I still really enjoy and it's like part of the building blocks of my self-seeing is doing good work. So like I do a kick off delivering something nice and like someone is like complimenting a good thing that I've done. Of course that affects us. Yes. But I've also learned that the main person that has to like the job that I'm doing is just me. Sometimes you do something amazing and you're so proud and it's like, this is awesome. This is the best thing I've done. And you're like super kicked and you want to talk to everyone about it. And then you show it to them and they're like, nice. Okay. And you're like, so it's such a like it's so bad and you feel like no one else is saying this, but it's just we're experiencing things in a different way. Maybe it wasn't that exciting for them, but like if you really like that, that's great. Like it's something that you have done. You should be proud of. And it's okay if others don't really like it. So it's like it's part of the job. But I think also being in Canada, it's helping me because I feel like Canadians are more inclined to have a better work-life balance. And I really appreciate that. And I think we should see others at work, like our coworkers, as people and not like they are, or I don't know, sure. finance. It's like, okay, that's a full person like me. So it's makes like the day-to-day life more interesting when you can share things outside of work. I enjoyed that. I think just making us see as like people and not like work and just work. It helps for me, it kind of helps like creating that balance between not stressing too much about work only.
So you mentioned like moving from Brazil to Canada. Like, do you think in terms of quality of life, in the sense of work 8 hours and then enjoy the life, something changed for you when you moved from Brazil to Canada in this sense?
I think so. Yeah. I think it might also have been because I was like starting my career and while I was in Brazil. So it might have been like also my own perception of what I had to do and what people around me were doing. But I do believe that people like from either like from Canada or the ones that were working here in Montreal, like in Canada, are also like sharing the same goals of like we want to enjoy our work, but we don't want to make it the only thing that brings us happiness in life, because that will not work. That will lead you to dark places, and that is not good. So I think it's different. I think it's different. Even though if you're not like Canadian, but you are here, we're all like kind of a little bit aiming towards that goal a little bit more, I think.
Yeah, and honestly, I can share my experience too, since
Yeah.
I'm Italian, but I lived in France, and then now I'm here. I will say in each country is so a different way of experiencing work-life balance. I think we talk about that this summer, Leticia. So in Italy, for example, we tend to work a lot of hours, but if I compare the results with what I see here in Canada, I prefer Canada because with less hours, we get more results. In Italy, it always gave me the impression that we tend to rush stuff, like we are always busy, but doing what exactly? France is I love that model because there is the joie de vivre. And I was telling to Leticia, it was so amazing to see people during the first day of spring say, hey, it's today, there is sun. Today we stop working, we go outside, we enjoy sun. I was like, oh, I love that. And you can see them with their books, having their coffee or their tea. It's like, wow, I want that life. Yeah.
Yeah. I also, now that you mentioned like first day of spring, it's also interesting because like in Brazil, I don't know about Italy, but like in Brazil, we don't really have we don't have the seasons are not so perceptible as like in Canada. So it's always kind of warm. Winter is like 2 weeks of cold and then that's it. But in Canada, it's like, of course, like, and especially like in Montreal, like winter is really winter. Like the sun is a lot less hours of light during the day, lots of snow. It's super cold. So I feel like I have changed so much, like in terms of like appreciating these changes of seasons and kind of like now seeing my life of when I try to remember when something happened, like the season always comes to my mind. It's like, oh yeah, it was snowing. So probably like January, February, and like just seeing how people change, like even at work when like you're more excited because it's like it's summer, but you also want to have more free time so you can enjoy. I think that's great. It's such a experience that you share with everyone that like it's really nice to have something that everyone understands and like we're all thinking the same thing because of the seasons.
This is one thing that I love in Canada, especially because like they celebrate the seasons, and like when the winter finish, like, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
let's go outside, let's do things, you know.
That's
It's something that we don't have this kind of thing here in Brazil. It's
yeah.
kind of, it's
Same
different.
in Sicily.
Yeah.
Same in
Okay.
Sicily. We don't
Yeah,
have
but
seasons. It's like, yeah.
But in Italy, I like something in Italy as well. It's like, I mean, it was a big shock for me because they have like August, the special month, like vacations, and was something that I was like, okay, maybe I need to stop as well, working and enjoy a bit outside, you know. And this was one thing that I learned in Italy, like to have more balance, because I usually like want to be productive all the time, but it's sometimes not productive, it's you're just working, but and in Italy, like you see, like I could change a bit in this way and have more balance between work and try to enjoy a cornetto and a latte macchiato at a coffee shop with a lot of people reading the newspaper. And
because it's important to read the newspaper, because you need to know what is happening around you. Politics is very important.
And just enjoy outside, like in a bar, basically. So it's
Yeah. We need to relax. We all need to relax. When you take that time to relax, you just come back better. Just to finish the topic, but like I once heard a sentence that I take it with me now, which is like, you need to relax as hard as you work.
Yeah.
I love that. I think that's amazing. And I'm still like learning to relax and be chill, because my mind is always like very anxious.
It's difficult, right?
Yeah, it's so tough. Yeah, for me it kind of is. Yeah, but we need the downtime. We need the silence. Like, let's embrace that.
Yeah, we are not only our jobs. And I also believe that when we recharge other areas of life, we come back with more energy for our projects.
Yeah, it's true. So I think we are almost at the end. So first of all, I want to say thank you to Camila. I know that I will meet you very soon. Thank you for being here again. Thank you for all the insights, and especially the tips that you gave to us.
Yes, thank you so much, Camila. And quick reminder before we go, the Women Techmakers Montreal Podcast is back for this second edition, and you can expect renewed episodes every month with a variety of topics across tech, design, data, and beyond. Life, yes.
Yes, everything. We cover everything.
I'm so excited to see who you're going to talk to. Thank you for having me, and congrats on the project. You guys are pros, and I'm looking forward to what you're gonna do next.
Yay! Thank you. And other news, even if it is not a news, if you listen to us for every episode, we will be back in person in Montreal on April. I think you can notice here on April 18 in Montreal at Collège Maisonneuve. So for the International Women's Day, we will wait for you. And if you want to be a sponsor, or any enterprise, any company that would like to be with us, just send us an email. And thank you so much. And we will see you, or we will be here in any case for the next episode.
Thank you so much. See you next time.
Bye.